What up, what up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm MoedotJ and we are locked in. This is the family ties between Tommy, JP, and D-Mac on Power Book 4, Force. Now, we all been wondering, when was it going to get exposed? How were we going to connect the dots and see this family tree? Well, it's unfortunate how it got exposed with D-Mac being shot and then JP finding out. But the cat is out the bag and it needed to be said. So before we break this down, shout out to the notification gang. If you're new to the channel, you want to be a part of it, hit the subscribe button, turn on your notification bell so you get something every time I upload. Hit that like button. It's the easiest thing you can do. Now, we know that D-Mac has been working for Tommy. JP has also been working for Tommy, just in two different sections. One with the money, one with the actual drugs. So we're going to break this down and we're going to see how it plays a part going into episode 10, the finale, because we know that there's a war that is about to happen outside and we need to make sure that everyone's in the right place so we'll be on the right side when the outcome comes and we can have the sunshine and not the rain. We all know how Tommy is when it comes to family. Since he doesn't really have anybody, Ghost was always his brother. Tariq was his nephew. Tasha was his sister. So we see when he gives D-Mac this job, he knows from last episode that this is my nephew. He went and seen the little box with the picture. So he already knew this and he gave D-Mac a job because he seen that this kid was just caught up in the streets. And some of you guys might not see what I'm saying, but he can kind of remember Tariq and he's relating this young man to Tariq and he wants him out of the streets because he sees that he's very smart. So he gives him a job. But also while he's working this job, he's telling D-Mac how smart he is and how he shouldn't be in the street. Now, I did recommend that he send him to New York and maybe enroll him in school with Tariq because, I mean, he is just as smart, if not smarter than Tariq when it comes to numbers. But D-Mac, he's in the streets. He's heavily involved. Right now, he doesn't have any family. We know he's not in with CBI. He got kicked out because of Marshall. Now, Marshall and him did squash their little beef, but all he had was Tommy. Now, Tommy hasn't let him know that he is his actual uncle. All he's telling him is, you shouldn't be moving drugs. You shouldn't be in the game. You should be in school. Now, Tommy has been holding all of this in, and we kept wondering, what exactly is he going to do to tell D-Mac that I'm your uncle and JP is your father? As I've said, JP is working with Tommy also. We know he's at the lab. What is he doing? He's learning how to cook up from Liliana and Dr. Williams. So as of right now, it's going good. We also know that JP's deeply in debt, $196,000. Now, of course, he's seeing all the money that he's making with Tommy. He wants to stay on and continue to work and do more. But Tommy said no, because his name is still JP, just a problem. So he's telling them, once we work off this $196,000 of debt you got, that's it. No more working for you. Now, the thing about this is JP, he says he never wanted a handout. He wants to work for everything, pay off his debt, but he wants to make some more money after it so he can get on his feet. Now, Tommy doesn't agree with this, and Tommy also has to handle business. We know that Tommy understands that D-Mac is his nephew. He just hasn't said anything. The only downside is JP is still going behind Tommy's back after he told him about the Kate situation. So when I say family ties, we bring in Kate into this also, because what did JP do? At the end of episode 8, he called Kate. Tommy told him not to do that. Then this episode, he still tried to call back. And guess what? Kate's number is no longer in existence. She deleted that number because she didn't want anything to do with him. Now, Tommy finds out that JP calls Kate, and this makes him very, very irate because he's saying, why did you do that? That's just more drama on top of what we already got going on. And you don't even know what's basically in this box that you opened up. Kate is not a woman you need to have around. We know if Kate get on those drugs, Kate gets a little irate and you really don't want her around. Tommy doesn't want anything to do with her at all. But what does JP do? Just a problem. He's always causing problems, even with him in the lab cooking up. He doesn't even have the recipe all the way down yet, but he's talking about, let me stay on a little bit longer. So Tommy has to manage D-Mac and JP. You know, that bloodline, they aren't on the straight and narrow. Both of these two mess up a little bit because we know that D-Mac, and I'm going to talk about it in a second, went off and made a new business proposition. But right now, Tommy's not going to tell JP about his son because he's upset that he told Kate about Miriam passing when he told him not to. As I was mentioning, our boy D-Mac, him and Marshall, they made up. Now, they actually took a brick, We don't know where exactly D-Mac got the whole brick from, but once Tommy finds out that he actually took a brick out there, that's going to be even more crap that Tommy has to deal with, on top of D-Mac already going out there and trying to leverage a deal with Buddy. Because you remember what the deal was. You need to come up with 4 bricks or I'm going to kill you. So Tommy's like, why would you go out there? Did you tell him my name? Did you tell him anything? Because Tommy just got this organization up and running. We also know Tommy just spent $2 million to get the backing of the Serbs and $500,000 to find out who killed Gloria. So right now, he already has $2 million removed when they haven't even put too much work in the street, because what did Claudia tell Tommy? To watch your back. The Flynns have already started putting a plan together to get at Tommy and to get at the Serbs. So on top of that, I got to worry about some random dope dealers in Gary, Indiana that I've never met, that you and Marshall, 2 16-year-olds that never been in a dope game, have orchestrated. Now, this is where he tells D-Mac, look, I said that you're smart. You're not going to shoot me. And also, I'm your uncle. JP is my brother. Now, you remember, D-Mac was following him. He had $5,000 that he got from Jenard to basically see where Tommy is and set him up. But he didn't do it because he's seen him with JP. So at this point, he knows that Tommy is his uncle. Now, this is the part where our boy D-Mac actually gets shot. But he has the one-on-one with Tommy. And he's saying, I don't know how I'm going to be able to go and tell JP that I'm his son. Maybe you should do it since you're the adult. And of course, Tommy has a more relationship with JP, his brother. He's been helping him out. He's been at the house. They moved that greasy stove. He actually talked to Herm, JP's dad. So Tommy's like, all right, I'll do that for you. Now you see him joking around. He's talking about, I'm not going to call you Uncle Tommy. But as soon as them guns got to shooting, blicka, 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 pink, 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 and our boy D-Mac got shot, all you heard was, Uncle Tommy, Uncle Tommy. And he had to carry him off. Now, I say this is unfortunate how JP is going to find out about his son, but this is the way the streets are. Your uncle's in the dope game. Your daddy's cooking up in the dope game. You counting money in the dope game. You making deals, going behind CBI's back. We don't even know who this hit was from, but at least you know who your dad is now and your uncle. At the hospital, Tommy's there, and he actually tells JP to come up here. And he explains to him that the kid that's been shooting up the club is in the hospital. And JP, just like you and I, he's like, okay, why are you telling me that? That's what happens. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. But this is where Tommy tells him, no, that's your son, Darnell. Now, JP is upset because he's saying, you knew how much I wanted to be in my son's life, and you've known this information for a while, but you never told me. And from Tommy's side, I see it as, I don't know how to break this information to you. All I knew was this is my nephew. I'm trying to get him on the right path. So it goes both ways. I understand why JP is mad, and I also see why Tommy didn't tell him. But Tommy is telling them now. And of course, JP is very, very upset because his son is fighting for his life. And you know that he wanted to be in his life. Now, when we seen the trailer for the season finale, we see JP saying, I don't want to stop until we find out who in the street did this. Now, this is where the family ties get thick. We see that this family is coming together. We see that the Flynns are coming together. And then we see Diamond and Jenard kind of falling apart a little bit. Now, this has me wondering, what exactly is JP going to do knowing that his son was shot by somebody in these streets? All right, let me know what you think. Do you think that JP is actually going to get out in these streets with Tommy, or is Tommy going to do what Tommy does and try to figure out who shot his nephew? Now, I'm not sure who actually pulled this drive-by, but I'm thinking it probably has something to do with Jenard and Blackston. Because you remember, he said that they went out there and made that deal. So basically, that he went behind CBI's back and they tried to orchestrate their own deal. And also, he knows that Tommy is the one with Dahlia. So let me know, who do you think did the drive-by? And also, is JP going to help, or is JP just going to sit at the hospital? I'm MoedotJ. If you like the content on the channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. I'm out.
Jimmy on the beat, boy.